want to start by thanking all the people that have made this book a possibility for me, because even when you write a book, the first thing you actually do is the acknowledgements. You know, we never write a book without acknowledging people. And if it hadn't been for my parents, my dear mother and my father, I wouldn't even be in this world.
Congratulations, Neela, on your book, Bridge the Love Gap. So,
thank you.
How exciting. Today must be a very exciting day for you. And how do you feel about having your book launched?
I feel amazing. The book was actually launched and published on the 11th of the 11th, which is a really auspicious day, I feel. And it was first launched in India. And I feel, you know, Mother India is like the root of where I've kind of come from. So I'm so happy that it was launched there first. And so, you know, it's been mixed emotions, I would say, because when you first write something, you know, you can't believe it either, because right now we're living in this virtual world. And until I think I get a copy of it in my hands, it's not going to feel tangible.
Who and what inspired you to write a book?
So I would say there's a number of people that have been really inspired me on this journey. I think, you know, firstly, like the mentor who planted the seed in my head inspired me to write the book and actually helped me really reflect on my journey. And then I realized that actually, you know, one of the questions he said is, you know, what do you kind of do naturally? And a lot of people used to come to me with their relationship issues, whether that's friends, whether that's family, you know, clients. And so I realized my main niche kind of area is relationships. It's really helping people with their communication and, you know, any issues they may have in their relationships. My mother's journey, I think, having watched her, my own journey, I've had a lot of relationship challenges myself. You know, I think life is full of conversations and connection, and I always learn from a lot of other people.
Right. That's amazing. Well, I think the best way to share the experience is from your own life and personal experiences, rather. That's when we can actually connect to people and they can understand where we're coming from.
Yeah, because, you know, I believe everybody's got a story inside of them. It's whether or not you choose to share that in some way or form. And I think for me, the most important thing was I wanted to leave a legacy, because I actually lost my mother to cancer when she was quite young. And I know she didn't really go on to fulfill her dreams of traveling and, you know, doing all the wonderful things. So I wanted to leave a legacy. And also I'd had a number of health challenges. So in my heart, you know, it's just about serving others, because I know there's, you know, the world is changing. I think a lot more people need connection nowadays than ever, even with this recent pandemic. I feel it's an area, you know, which is getting even more important for people, which is about their relationships, whether that's a romantic one or with your family, your friends. And so a lot of this book talks about, you know, how do you bridge the gap in terms of your love, your connection, your communication.
So that's perfect timing at the moment to launch a book on subject like that, because as you said, people are struggling to all sorts of relationship, whether it's in a intimate relationship or friendship or whichever way. We need that connection and
we actually need more harmony. We need more happiness. You know, there's so many people that are stressed out there as well, and they just don't have the tools.
Yes.
And even if you look around, you know, there's domestic violence, there's mental health issues. There's so much going on. The divorce rate it's over 50% in some countries, where relationships just don't last anymore. So I talk a lot in the book about, you know, relationships and the trends, and obviously with my travel, my journey as well through life, and working with a lot of clients, because there's a lot of client stories in the book of people that have got the breakthroughs they need so they can create you know, I call it inspirational life.
That's a beautiful word. I love inspired action.
Yeah, and I think people have to really read the book to understand what inspirational really means.
So how did you find the process of writing a book? What was that like for you?
When I was younger, I used to keep loads of notebooks anyway, when I used to journal my own journeys. And also when I was working with clients, I'd keep their notes. So I was kind of reflecting on that. And then I reflected on my journey. But one of my mentors actually helped me with a system. It was quite structured, and it was a series of questions you would think about in terms of your topic and what your audience would need from you. So I followed this system, but it's funny because the actual process of writing itself, once you get down to the nitty gritty of it, it kind of goes out the window a little bit. I'm quite a creative person, and and I realized, when you read other books, they're in a different kind of structure, the way they are. But I think the main thing here is, I just really had to put myself in the shoes of the audience and then take it from there. What is it that they need from this book? Because obviously this book is about them. It's not about me. I've shared parts of my journey in there to hopefully inspire others. But the book itself, I really want it to touch the lives of those that are going to read it.
Yes, well, that's a very great tip to, if we go through life experiences, to actually either journal or write notes, because we never know when in life we're going to write a book, right?
Well, exactly. I never had an idea I'd become an author. I'd be writing this book, and but I think also with this journey, it's in terms of the timing it's taken. So my mentor used to say to me, Neela, you've got to get this book done in 3 months, and yes, that can be possible for some people. I don't doubt that. But I think when you're on a journey of healing yourself, and I had some health challenges myself, I had to work through a lot of things. And a lot of the processes and tools that I've used on myself have been shared in the book. You can't rush these things. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen in divine timing. It's not something, that you can rush through.
Yeah, absolutely. And also it's a process, right? So it's not just something, I'm just going to put something down. And as you said, it's a process, and you also go on your own journey. And as we change, you probably, when you started writing your book at first, it was kind of different. And then as you change, you thought, this doesn't feel right. I better kind of go over it.
Yeah, so when I first started writing, it's really interesting you say that, Maria. I had something in my head, but as I started growing as a person, I started transforming myself. So then the book started transforming. So the first part of the book was really a lot about my journey. And I noticed, I was really getting emotional at times when I was writing about my mother and my father. And because I've been on a big journey myself, an emotional roller coaster journey. And then I realized the book actually started getting a lot more lighter afterwards, because I transformed as a person. So whilst, I think a lot of people, they do a lot of self-development on themselves, but even I think it doesn't matter. Life's a journey, I believe. And one of the things I've actually, I've always said, it's like, the journey to life transformation takes commitment, courage, focus, and action. And you have to keep going no matter what. And I think this is what my life's been like. And I would say that to anybody, life is a journey. There's nowhere to get to. There's no destination. You've just got to love it. And whether you're writing a book or whatever your dreams are, you have to, keep going.
Yeah, you said that so beautifully, Neela. And also it's interesting, as you said, when we change, our energy changes as well, right? Because you said at first it was heavy because that's how you felt. But then as you changed and your energy, you lightened up, your energy changed as well.
Exactly. And also, the other huge thing is environment. If when I started writing the book, I was in India. I was in Dharamshala, actually. That's where I started writing. So it was a very conducive environment for writing, with the mountains and the air and the scenery. It was a very beautiful space to start that healing journey. And then I had to really learn, and I've actually shared in the book of ways you can, get into that space, even if you're not in the mountains, even if you're just in your home in lockdown. How do you still get that feeling of joy and happiness and wellness?
Yeah, it's all about a mindset, isn't it? We can put ourselves, we don't necessarily need to be in that space. We can imagine and the feeling of that we are.
Yeah, because, you know, we do all need a certain amount of energy and to become creative as well. And it's who you surround yourself with as well.
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen. And there, you know, there were times, you know, things like even writing the book at certain hours of the day, it really helped me, you know, meditating before, putting out an intention, you know, listening to my intuition before I even write something on the page. So
getting yourself in the right space.
Yeah, and getting myself out of the way. I think that was really
that's a very
important.
Good point. Yes, excellent.
Thank
Could you just tell us who the book is for?
Okay, so the book is for whether you're single or you're in a relationship. It doesn't matter if you're married or you're living with somebody. But I believe everybody has some sort of challenge in relationships, you know, whether that's they have past issues that they are holding on to, or they're somebody that's really looking to attract an extraordinary relationship in their life. Or it could be somebody that just wants to take their relationship to the next level. Maybe they want to get the spark back, the intimacy back, the joy, the love, the laughter, the connection. So, you know, the bridging the gap is really, and I say this in the book, it's, you know, because I believe relationships are the key source to happiness. A lot of people would argue, because there's a lot of people that are single out there, and it's like, oh no, I'm okay on my own. But actually, how would you even know yourself if you're not in a relationship? And I don't mean a romantic one, but it could just be with your, you know, your parents, your siblings, your friends, because they act as mirrors to really show you the truth of who you are.
Yeah, that's how we learn a lot about ourselves, isn't it? By interacting with other people, because they trigger us off. And as you said, they mirror our feelings and emotions.
Yeah, so it's for those people that really, you know, want to bridge that gap within themselves. A lot of the book is about self-love, self-care. It's for whoever wants to have a more conscious relationship, because I believe that's, you know, that's where we are in these times. We need to get more conscious in the way we come across.
Yes, absolutely, because what happens, we tend to be very reactive, don't we? If we're not conscious, we automatically react rather than actually responding. Yes,
exactly. So that one of my chapters is on that exactly. How do you respond instead of reacting? You know, yes. So it's great.
Wonderful, excellent. Well, I'm so excited about reading your book.
Thank you.
So I think we'll open it to questions now. If anyone has any questions, you can raise your hand. Thank you, Neela, for taking us through your journey.
Thank you very much.
So,
well, I want to say I'm very proud as an auntie. It was a very sensitive subject, but the fact that she shared with everyone, and as she shared, she allowed people to focus inside of themselves, not like you say, Marcia, being reactive to the outside world. It will make people stronger, and to go with the flow of life, as she says, but to teach and share. Thank you. Very excited to get a copy, read it, and as you say, it's not you know, finding a bit of romance or something. It's allowing people to look at the world with new eyes. So thank you. Like you say, mirrors, and unless you have a mirror, you won't know yourself. So thank you.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much.
I'd just like to say a massive, massive congratulations, Neela. I mean, that is a remarkable achievement for you to actually write and launch your book, and I'm very, very proud of you. And I would like to know where I can get a copy from. For myself, so I can start reading it. And yeah, just say well done, and you know, I'm here.
Thanks, Lorna. And you've been an amazing part of my journey too. So, you know, the book was actually launched in India. So I had a company called Notion Press that have launched it already in their bookstores, and it's available on Amazon India and Flipkart. And I think in the next few days, it'll be launched internationally. So it'll be on Amazon.com, Amazon.uk, and then some other platforms, Google and many others. So I'll let you know when it's available here. Thank you so much.
So how are you feeling?
Well, this is what I was saying to Maria at the start of the call. It's a bit, you know, it feels a bit mixed emotions. There was a lot of tears when it first came out. I think it's quite an emotional, you know, feeling, because you're trying to get it out. And I think also the process of writing it beforehand and also working with the, you know, publishers to try and get it out, that was a bit hair pully. But I managed to do it, and I was really happy. And at the same time, you know, I'm a bit nervous because obviously it's going to go out. Nobody's read it yet. It'd be lovely if somebody read it and gave me a review. Then I can, you know, I think because reviews really help as well other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I can't wait to get hold of it, Neela.
Thank you.
Like I said, well done, girl. Well done.
Thanks.
Congratulations, Neela.
Thank you, Jay.
You know, when I saw your book, like when it got launched and you messaged me, like that made my day, like, you know, because it was the moment you shared that you're going to write your book, and it was a dream for me as well. And I was waiting for like your book to get launched, because I know there's a lot of value which I'm going to get. And that's why I'm going to order it today. And lucky for me, I'm in India, so I can order it. And wow. I know like it is going to touch and transform many lives, like because the kind of insights you have, the profoundness which you have in your emotions, and the love and care and kindness and compassion which you have for people. And like, I know, like I can feel the words, you know, I haven't read it yet, but I know you, and I know that the book is a reflection of who you are. And that's why I know that the book is going to be one of the most beautiful books like ever written on healing, personal growth, and especially like growth of relationships. And I'm really happy, and I really want to congratulate you. And I was really excited waiting to come to this session, though my session was very long and I was like 5 minutes late, and sorry everyone for that. But like, I cannot tell you how happy I'm feeling right now. Like I have no words, but I'm really happy for your success. And I wish that more and more books from you come and heal the world. So
thank you. My God, such beautiful words.
Thank you shared just now. It was like, as you were in tears, I was in tears. It was tears of gratitude, tears of like what our mentors, our spiritual masters have given us, which we didn't know before starting to write the book. But when we start to write it, then we realize, like when you write or when you create something, then you realize what you have got from the universe in a better way. Yes. And like, and it was kind of a redemption. Like when you write it, when you want to heal other people, it helps you to heal yourself. So pretty much the same emotions.
Yeah, Neela. It's a very humbling experience. Very humbling. Thank you, Jay. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you for inviting.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Ketna. I'm Neela's elder sister, and I'm really proud of this magnificent, you know, achievement that she's been on this really wonderful journey, and we're talking a lot of time, and I've been waiting, you know, and anticipating and really eagerly when's it going to happen, and it really has happened. So I'm really ecstatic about it. So I'd like to congratulate you, Neela, and I'm really excited to know, you know, where do you feel your future path will lead? You know, what other topic you might introduce, or what other inspiration you feel you might be guided by?
Yeah, so obviously I've just written the first book. A lot of it's exactly the kind of question that a new mother gets asked. You know, they've just given birth to their child, and then they ask, when are you having your next one? So I just want to say, I think it's time to really soak in what I've done right now. And, you know, I am somebody that's really been on that spiritual path, and I can see myself writing a spiritual book, even though this one has got elements of spirituality, but a more, you know, an in-depth one for people that really want to go on that path. I can really see myself doing something like that. But also from this book, you see, the whole intention is not just the book, it's to really touch more hearts, and it's to lead them on a journey. And through coaching, I think I'll be able to do that, because I think, you know, you can get a book, you can read it, but it's really powerful when you've got somebody holding your hand through it, and a system, you know, itself. So then you have a real transformation, because, you know, this is really about transformation, the journey. And I think also, like I was saying, when I first wrote the book, I was a different person, you know, and now I'm a different person. I'm sure in 1 year more, I'm going to be even more a different person. So, you know, and then you can write another book from that level of awareness and consciousness.
Brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can I ask you, say you wrote the book and you're a different person. How are you different?
So I think when I first wrote the book, you know, they say everybody, you know, operates in the world at their level of consciousness. So you know, you just don't know what you don't know, right? And then you start going on a journey and you discover more about yourself, more about your life. So, and also when I was on that journey, I was in India before, and then I was also I had my own health challenges. And I think that was major for me, because I have really used some really potent tools to help me on my healing journey, to get me here. And that's how I've healed. I've actually healed through writing the book, because one of the biggest things was about my creativity levels. So, you know, you may have the best system in the world to do something, but if you don't work on your energy body, nothing's going to manifest into your life. And that's what I realized when I say I'm a different person now. I've had to do that inner work to help me then manifest a book into the world. Because I think also, you know, for a lot of women, I'm just going to say this, you know, some of them can't give birth. They can't have children. And for me, you know, I've not had children in my life yet, but I feel this book has been like a birthing process. I've actually birthed a book into the world, which is almost equivalent as like birthing a child. It's been that kind of emotional process. So, yeah, that's why I feel different. I'm a mother now. I'm a mother of my book.
That's lovely. I'm glad to hear you've healed and you're in a much better place. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, so hi guys. I'm Neela's brother Kalpesh. First of all, Neela, a very heartfelt congratulations. Mother is really proud of you, and Ketna, myself, and everyone on this call, we're really super excited for you. And what I've seen, Neela, I've seen you go through a lot of changes and challenges in your life. We've grown up together, and I can see that inspiration that you've been doing. But something that I want to share with you, and I'm sure Ketna will understand this, and I will understand this, and my aunt Neela's been that inspiration person that kind of got me into personal development. She helped me to find newer ways of dealing with situations, and just to hear that your sister can pick up her little brother and walk you through that journey and through all your paths that you've gone through, that to me, you know, rebirthing and putting together and launching that book, that takes guts, that takes determination. But I feel that you've come a real long way. And, you know, just to see that book, that vision, what I wanted to understand is, what was the vision and mindset? What really drew it for you? Because I believe every writer has to start somewhere. And
Yes.
I just wanted to kind of get it. Though I've seen you and I've spoken to you and you've kind of sort of shared ideas, I just want to understand it logically, what drove you, in case somebody else wants to be a writer. You know, what do they need to go through a process?
Yeah, that's a very beautiful question. Thank you. So I would say, yeah, everything starts with a vision. You're exactly right. If we don't have a vision, we don't actually know what we're going. We don't know where we're headed in life. So I did have a vision. You know, my vision was really, and my mission, I would say, is to really, you know, touch people's hearts, you know, 1 million hearts around the world. I want to help them to really break through their barriers, their limitations, so that they can bridge the gap. You know, they can have more love, connection, joy, harmony. And I think so that is my vision and my mission, my passion. And I think we're all here at this time in the world. You know, we're needed. A lot more of us are needed to help and serve. I think so. My longer term mission is all about loving all, serving all. And I think I've learned a lot of that through my ashram days. You know, when I've lived in the ashrams, like I lived in India for 7 years, and that was the one big thing of my journey. It was all about loving others, serving others. And that's just my bigger mission. It's just to be there for, you know, connected to source, the divine, whatever you want to call it. Because, you know, I also know I'm not the doer. So you ask me, you know, what is it that I'm going to do? This is more about, it's something bigger than me, right? That's going to work through me so that I can touch even more lives.
That is so wonderfully put. And the way, Neela, you've spoken about it so passionately, that inspires other people to go on the journey to find themselves. And you know what I liked about your book is I'm trying to understand this. That title, what was the meaning behind that title, to bridge the love gap? Where did that come from, and where did it derive from? Just I'm just trying to understand it, because I've always wondered why people put a certain name for a book, and it got me wondering. Your love heart picture inside at the top of there, and underneath it says bridge a love gap, and I'm thinking, what's this about in the first place? I was wondering, and I'd be just keen to hear.
Yeah. So, you know, he touches on a really important thing, because, you know, it is quite a big thing to decide on your cover, even your cover. When somebody sees your cover, it's like, well, what is going to be? So, you know, everybody's, you know, familiar with that heart, right? So you all know that means heart, that means love, right? So, yeah, bridge the love gap. I mean, you'll have to read the book, Kalps, but bridge the love gap really is basically, where are you now and where do you want to get to? And the gap in the middle is what I'm helping you bridge. So that's why it's called Bridge the Love Gap. And the book is more about love. So it's a really good question. And I would say, yeah, the book is really helping you bridge that gap.
Wow. Very powerful, very passionate and articulate. I've really enjoyed, you know, your connection. I know you're my sister and Ketna's there, but, you know, just to see that you're the first one in our family to actually bring something on board, that's a huge achievement for our family and for yourself. And, you know, we're really looking forward for you on your journey to even keep on inspiring people, helping people on their journey, because, Neela, you've learned so many tools and areas in your life. You've gone through so much transition, and I can see that inside you over 20-year period plus. I've seen you grow up, and I've seen the things that you've done, and you've kind of coached and developed people. But that's what makes you who you are. That's what's probably brought you to where you are. And I'm just going to say a heartfelt congratulations. But we're so proud of you. And you know that beautiful smile that you've got, that quirkiness about you. Stay that amazing being, and lots of love to you.
Oh, that deserves a massive heart.
Oh, that is beautiful. He was lovely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kalps. That is so beautiful for you to share. And it's nice to have someone from the family, because obviously you've known Neela all your life. So it's if you could see how she changed and grew and transformed through all the tools and helping people. So yes, thank you for sharing.
Agree. I can definitely see that, because, you know, Marie, you see people, and sometimes some family members may not be on that journey, but isn't it beautiful that someone who's been on my journey throughout, since being a child, and with Ketna there, you know, learning from that as a kid, as a child, and for her to be developing herself throughout the years, I've loved seeing that, because that's then taught me, okay, so this is how the younger one learns from the elder ones. They start understanding, okay, this is what life's about. This is what these techniques are about. This is how you deal with things. And I think she's been kind of like a teacher to us in a way that, you know, you sometimes you don't see that, and that's really powerful that she's been on that journey to even help us, but also help the neglected masses along her journey. And that book, we're really eager to read it. We want to read it. We want to give the reviews. And yeah, absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Thank
and what will be really interesting
nice.
is because
Very
obviously we're three, we're all from the same family. I've got my perspective in that book of what happened, so it'll be really, really interesting when they read the book, because they'll have another take on it. Because I talk a lot in the book about different people's perspectives on a journey. And there's always, your sister will have a different perspective to how things were in her childhood to what, even though we had the same parents. So it's going to be really, that's why I can't wait for them to get the book and read it. So thank you very much. Thanks.
The transition, like he says, it's been absolutely amazing. Dependence, the happiness, everything. But it's not just for herself. Sometimes the world can be selfish, and she's giving as well, which is absolutely wonderful. People don't stop at the moment, but she's an inspiration, and that book will be an inspiration.
I wanted to say one thing. I mean, been interacting with Neela for quite a bit, and I've been always seeing her wanted to contribute a lot. Whenever she's a kind of a possibility where she can make a difference, she always wants to do that. And I think the book was one of the major challenges which she was anyway looking forward to. I know that she has been onto it from quite intensely, wanted to take it out. The book needs to be out in the market, and she was like, the effort she's being putting, I understand. And I think, Neela, this is something which you are waiting for, and now nothing can stop you. I think it's the path is there for you now to make a lot of impact in the world right now. And all the best, and really happy for you.
Thank you for being on my journey as well, because when that's the whole point of when I talk about surround yourself with people on a similar mission to you, because you can bounce ideas off and you can get there faster. That's why it's really important to have a group of people around you can bounce ideas off. And so thank you, Santosh, for your support.
You've been an inspiration. Thanks.
Thank you.
Sheila here.
Sheila.
So I want to congratulate you. I'm going to be ordering the book. And I just want to let you know, and everyone know, and everybody knows, I'm sure, that you are one of the most genuine, at least one of the most genuine people that I know. I think we've known each other for around 4 years. And, a lot of people, especially here, have different intentions to write a book. Many times it's for credibility. But I can safely say for you, it's from the heart, and it's just to give and to help.
Yeah.
I think your intention.
Thank you.
I remember when a few years ago, I had a very traumatic experience, and you worked on me, and I just thought you had the Midas touch. I was like, I've heard about you. I've heard about how amazing you are working, with other people, but I actually witnessed the whole thing myself, and I will never, ever forget the way you helped me at that time.
You're very welcome,
Congratulations.
Sheila. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here.
I just wanted to say a big congratulations on your book.
Thank you.
I spent many a time traveling in the car back from events from you, so I really am very happy for you that you have reached a milestone in telling your story. I was obviously traveling in the car many times with you back from events. I thought it was, you spoke about things that can, affected you in your life. And I was grateful to be, part of your journey in the car and at different events. So remarkable. And it's really nice on this video to see that you've got your family, because, I mean, that means a lot to your progression in your life, because sometimes you haven't got family. Sometimes you have really good friends that you have in the background. So I want to say well done. I would love to read your book, and I'm very proud of your progress where you have come to this point. And one of the things I wanted to say to you is, or ask you rather, is when you had a day when you felt like I can't move forward, it's like the mindset, what what were the things, or who was the people that pushed you forward to say to yourself, well, I have to do this, I have to do this? What was the guiding line for you to do that? What prompted you to sort of say, you know, I can't do it today, but hang on a minute, you know, what can I do to progress?
Yeah, I think that's a really great question, Colette. And, you know, I would just say, and I've written about, because there's 7 bridges people have to go through in my book. One of them is mindset bridge. It's that whole bridge of what happens, you know, when you have these negative beliefs that come up, these stories that you tell yourself, you know, when you feel like, oh my God, I'm not good enough. When is this ever going to get out? And so I've had to really stop, reflect, you know, just pause and ask myself, what is it? You know, what is running on in my mind right now? I think a lot of people don't even take a minute to pause and think about where they are, you know, what thoughts they're thinking. A lot of the practices as well is about meditation and bringing yourself back into the present, you know, and to stop that monkey mind from going on and on. And if any of you have got mind challenges, I would definitely say, you know, sit down, take your journal out, make a note of what are you thinking in that moment, because that thought's going to create the way you feel, and then it's going to create your way you behave in the world, which then will create your results. So you know, that it all starts from the thoughts in your mind. So yeah, so I just say to people, you know, really be conscious about what you're thinking about, and does it serve you, and where does that thought come from? It's how were you programmed, and where does that come from? And then you have a chance, you know, to then look at it and change it.
Fantastic. I look forward to reading it.
Neela, just a quick one on the final note on this, just to sort of summarize it. I've really enjoyed listening to all the messages and people have come back to congratulate you. And on a big note, keep going, keep on inspiring, and keep on being that amazing being, because you're not just a friend, you're a sister, you're a mentor, and we're just looking forward to even keep on going, because like you mentioned, these are uncertain times. The book that you've written is going to probably help people who are going through a number of challenges and sabotaging their relationships. But that's beautiful that you're able to summarize everything on our conversation, and to be able to ask those questions. That's amazing, because obviously you've had the mindset to be able to understand it from the birth when it took place to where it's actually been launched. So just absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
I just want to say congratulations, because I know the blood, sweat and tears that have gone into this, and the times when I've called you and you're like, I've got to do my book. So it's long overdue, actually, because you bring all of your experience. You know, you've got so much experience and you've helped me a lot. You really, really have. You're like an angel friend to me. And I've known you for years, and it's like bringing all of that onto the pages to just spread it out to the world. So congratulations, it's such an amazing thing that you're doing.
Thank
and
you.
I can't wait to see where it brings you.
So I just want to really thank Maria firstly for hosting this whole thing with me. She's also been a godsend, and I just want to thank everybody for your really kind messages and your words, and it's been I've really had a really beautiful time. Big love to you all, you know, in the back of my book I've got this, it says, with love everything is possible, and I want to just leave you with that.